What's up? This is Austin.
Aloy here.
Jiawei here.
Kenneth here.
Again here.
So a lot of us just went traveling recently. So just wondering, do you all use Chat GPT or any tools to plan your travel? Any of you?
Yeah, actually, I got tried. Quite interesting. Like we
Yeah.
going to Chat GPT, then you have to key in some of those prompts like, oh, plan a 5 day, 4 night Taiwan trip for me with all the attractions and this that kind of thing. Then it gets more and more specific. Then the kind of results that
Yeah,
come out a bit unexpected sometimes.
it's interesting. I think it's also like quite suitable. I also tried it. Yeah, like quite customizable.
Unexpected
So
in what way though? Like Austin was saying, the results are quite unexpected.
I would say it's surprisingly able to give quite a good array of suggestions and even plan to quite a detailed aspect when you key in the right kind of prompts for it. So like I even managed to get it down to like hourly breakdown with transport
uh,
as well as recommended eating locations.
mm,
Like I wasn't expecting that level of granularity from an AI when I ask it simple questions like this.
So it seems like AI is really creeping into different aspects of our lives, even for like travel planning for
Yeah,
Aloysius and Austin.
yes.
it's slowly also replacing human beings. So even if AI doesn't eat, but still will recommend what good to eat in any location. So yeah, last time it was just really a tour or tour guide, a human being tour guide. Now it's becoming AI.
Mm. How about your work? Do you all foresee that you affect our work or in a larger scheme, Agile or Scrum?
Well, I think for me, currently the technology is not matured yet, but a lot of things can already be done by AI. For example, if you want to have a quick presentation, then some AI, especially for Copilot in Microsoft, can do it for you for those just simple presentation. But for others, it's not yet. But I think it's progressively doing well enough that maybe in the future, a lot of the human being activities that needs to be really done by humans will now be done by AI.
I think in the future we can definitely see more possibilities, but I think as of now, um, how reliable it is definitely is a concern because I feel like if we're using AI to do like presentations or certain things, we're spending more time looking through the work the AI has generated than doing the work if we had to do it ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. So, yeah, it's still like it's a 50-50% for me. So it gives me a lot of stress because it somehow I feel it you need a little bit more effort to make sure that what the facts that being presented there is really accurate. But at the same time, it also is something like a catalyst, something like it will already lay out the thought flow and process as what Austin has shared. It can be a very detailed one, but the challenge is how accurate is the outcome of the ChatGPT is really in line with what you are thinking. So that's the challenge currently, from what I've seen and experienced. For others, how about you, Chilin? Do you have any experience for that?
I would say it really depends also on how mature. I'm not. Yeah, mature is quite word. Yeah, maybe how mature it is that a company or might already have adapted it. Example, if you're looking at things like automated testing, why not? I mean, if it's really more uh mundane, more straightforward work, why not let AI do it? Because if you think about it, if it's just purely cooking of a very specific set of instructions, why not let AI help with you? But if we're talking about maybe more how do I say, tasks that maybe needs a lot more thinking, considering human interactions, I would say maybe AI still needs more catching up in those perspectives where it's not so straightforward.
Right, right. Aloysius, do you have anything?
Yes, I think for things that requires some creativity, I think that part, I think the AI we're talking about, I think I'm just assuming it's generative AI. I think that one might take I don't think it's I don't see it's possible in the near future. Yeah. So those roles that you still need to innovate, need to create, I think sounds safe. Yeah. But yeah, those repetitive tasks or things that you need to retrieve info, like paralegals, I think that those people might be at risk.
Yeah,
Yes.
but just to share with you, I remember this AI, especially ChatGPT, was just launched last year around September or October. I forgot what's the specific month, but if you take a look at it, it's just around 1 year. But the amount of users, excluding those that are, for example, the users of ChatGPT, is really available even to non-technical persons. So for me, I have this kind of mix of feeling. It's either scary because a lot of the things that human beings has done in the past it might not might in the future be replaced by AI. But at the same time, I'm also excited because now information generated by AI is quite readily available for the masses, and it's not just for rich countries or advanced economy, but even, for example, countries that are not so advanced. As long as you have internet connection, then this technology is readily available and can be used, and hopefully not in the bad way, but in a good way. But yeah, we can never tell what will happen in the future.
Yes, I think a lot of people raise those concerns. I think like Elon Musk and I don't know the guy who got fired and then reinstated the AI, that ChatGPT, guy.
Mm.
Yeah, so what's his name?
But I think there's
Uh,
definitely a lot of space to still explore in terms of like
mm,
opportunities and stuff. So another way of thinking of it is that things that we can get AI to do will, once AI does it, it can free up more like human resources to do other stuff that might also add value that we don't have time or we haven't thought of doing yet. But in terms of creating something new, I feel like we can still kind of use a bit of AI for that because now like drawings by AI can also be considered like proper drawings. Like as long as you put in the correct prompt and everything, it's still a piece of art. So I feel like there's definitely a lot of space in terms of the creative or innovative world to explore with AI as well. Like maybe someday you just put in the correct prompts and it can write you a novel or something, and that would also be considered a proper publishable book.
Yeah, yeah. But currently,
mm,
there's still some limitation. And an
yeah.
example that I've read is that AI cannot really draw proper hand gestures yet for the AI. But yeah, I agree with Joey that there's a creativity, and the challenge also always will be that, yeah, is this done by human or not? Or are we still engaging with a human being or a machine?
That's
So
the Turing test. Yeah. But I think they are for low level work, I think they are able to replicate. But that's the concern with a lot of people. Because a lot of people's jobs will be affected. Yeah, a lot of low level jobs. Yeah, I
Yes,
yes.
but at
think
the same time,
yeah. Uh,
yeah, but at the same time, I feel like it's really a tool that can help fill in gaps that you're weaker at. So maybe you are not so good at remembering certain like language structure in terms of coding, then even you but you know the logic or you know how you would like to structure your code or how the algorithm is supposed to look like, then you can use AI. Or for example, your job requires you to do some drawings, but you're not that good at drawing. So that might be just part of your job, and you can depend on AI as long as you give them the correct prompts to generate an image for you. So I guess it's like the different perspectives we look at it. Like it can also be a really good tool to help just fill in certain gaps where you're not really strong at, and then it might make your work better and easier, which I think is what it was created for in the beginning. But obviously there's the other side where people are concerned. So it's also about how we kind of polish up what we do or restructure or relook at what we do right now to see if what we can kind of like start shifting towards. So I feel like for jobs other than if you're working on creativity or like creating stuff, it's also the work that deals with people. So I think for example for the paralegal that we talked about, actually the paralegal also deals with a lot of like people relationship kind of like communications and stuff, and that might be something that might not be completely replaceable by AI in my opinion in the near future.
True, true. So they have to, I think you can leverage on the AI, but you also have to try to innovate within yourself, I think. Yeah. I think you also have to be a expert. That means if you are a designer, you should have the foundation, or if you are a developer, you should have foundation of coding. Yeah, yeah, basic, so that you know what the AI generator is not uh garbage or yeah. Yeah, so you have to
Yeah.
assess whether it's a good thing, or it works according to what you want.
Mm.
So speaking of which, since we are mostly working in agile teams, like how do you think it will affect like with in the future, for now, in the near future, our agile and scrum team?
For me, looking forward, or just the positive aspect for now, is that it will really help those that are mundane tasks, as what Chilin has shared, those repetitive. So it will really help so that people or the individuals can really focus on the creative part rather than those that are repetitive and mechanical without thinking. So this is where AI can, we really can exploit the advantage of AI can bring to us.
So interestingly, during Innovation Week, for those who do say for IP iteration, one of the team members in that I know actually worked on looking at AI and designing and how AI can help. So I feel like right now it's good at if you give them really specific prompts or specific instructions, they can really cut your time in terms of editing or design. And I can see how that might be helpful in the future when the technology becomes more accessible. And so I guess in a good way, it might actually really help the team's velocity. Maybe you'll be able to do more in a shorter time span.
Does that mean you need less developers as well?
I guess it depends, right? Because that means we're able to do more things. Then it depends on how many things you want done. I think that's
Yeah.
not a concern for now because there's the backlog of things to do is too many and it's ever always growing. So the rate that we're completing the backlog items is definitely slower than the speed of generation. So that's not a concern for now.
Yeah, I agree with that. And probably even our customers are all already looking for more complex products or solutions than ever before, especially with the advent of this AI being very accessible to everyone.
So I feel like when we're talking about like business agility, a lot of like different people or frameworks that are talking about it are bringing in AI. For example, in Safe 6.0, they actually put like AI as one of the topics because they recognize that in order to do things faster and to be like more agile, we need AI assistance maybe, or having AI would definitely be like a plus point for that in the future.
Yeah, I think
So
it acts as an enabler. Yeah.
yeah. So back to Aloysius' point just now, I feel like is we have this demand because the world is moving at an even faster pace now. So
Yeah.
it's not the concern of needing less people, but it's just because there's more demand for things being even faster, I feel like.
Okay. Maybe let's look at the Scrum team. If it's maybe for product owner, how will it impact the product owner?
Easy for AI.
Yeah.
It's very useful. For example, AI can look at the trends in the market
Mm,
and help, for example, which is, you can say, likely a more complicated algorithm or feature,
mm.
then in that aspect, it can really help.
Yeah, I think it help in product owner prioritization. I think for product owner, it doesn't, I think you need a some kind of a gut feeling or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
experience.
or at
So
least
it's,
it
yeah,
eliminates a lot of, let's say, unknown, or you can say
yes,
it will dig deep to the known database, but you just don't have the time. So it
yes.
makes your being a product owner or prioritization of your backlog a little bit more faster, and you can say reliable and
And bias
kind
as
of
well. I
scientific.
think that's
Yeah,
key.
yeah, exactly.
So that's like you can just take it as like the feedback, the true feedback. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I think product owner won't be really affected. I think it helps product owner a lot in their prioritization.
Rather than only just product owner, I'm just thinking out loud because what I'm hearing is supporting on decision making. If you think about even scaling higher up, in SAFE, there's also product manager, business owners. Maybe
Mm.
AI is very supportive, at least in understanding the data and
Mm,
supporting with this is your example, your consideration A, B, C. It will
Mm.
help in supporting decision making.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like
But
that's true and totally agree. But the problem is I feel like sometimes we rely on humans for certain aspects of decision making because there's more of the human touch as well. So the AI wouldn't deal well with exceptional cases. And even though it might be rare that we have exceptional cases, usually when exceptional cases do come in, they are quite high priority and they're really urgent or they're really important or something. And if we're just relying on a rather new model to make those decisions, then I feel like these exceptional cases might be mishandled. And we don't
mm.
really know how many exceptional cases we have to go through in order for the AI to be able to recognize them as well.
I think
yeah.
examples are those that affect the branding of a company, like could be those
Mm.
accessibility issues or what. Yeah. Although very few people use it, but once there's an issue, like
Yeah.
then the impact is huge.
Yes, and if you're, yeah, and also we need to also consider at the back of our minds that this AI, the accessibility of it is just not, I mean, too early to say because,
Mm,
yeah, it's just 1 year, at least for ChatGPT, or really AI has exploded. It's just 1 year plus, so we cannot really say that it's quite accurate as of the moment. And how
mm,
accurate is it really helping out decision making? But for sure, yeah, there's already that aspect that it can really help in making decision making, not actually just for product owners,
mm.
but even for developers. Because when you say which algorithm is better, then AI also can help there.
Yeah, so for developers, if you're a developer now, how would you feel worried or what do you think you should do to prepare for this?
Okay, first is that, okay, you need also to understand your basic, programming or how it is being done. Then the thing here also is that you need to really make sure how you know how to use AI. I mean, this is not just for developers, but for every one of us here. That the future will be owned, or people will be, or those people will prosper if you know how to use and leverage on AI.
I feel like just in time training is important though, because with the current model of AI, or maybe especially since some of us, me specifically in Hong Kong, with access to not that many options, I feel like learning how to use the AI now might not be that beneficial for the future because I feel like the AI being used will have moved forward much faster than the rate we're learning it at. Because nowadays I do see developers having AI on hand when they're working, but the feedback is also that it hasn't been really helpful, or they haven't really been able to do much with it. So I feel like if we're talking about like just in time training or learning of it, maybe like just making sure that you can still learn and pick up things fast enough by looking at more stuff and reading up more might be a good place to start. And then when the technology does mature a bit more, then look into trying to familiarize yourself with it.
Yeah, I think the way I look at it from feedback, it's like a better version of Stack Overflow. And they still reserve their judgment on whether they use it, but sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So you have to have the knowledge whether that thing is
Yes,
workable or not.
indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to have knowledge and
Yeah.
experience as well. Yeah,
I feel like the
agree.
issue versus Stack Overflow is when you Stack Overflow something, there's a lot of options to choose from. But when you AI it, it'll show you one only first. And in order to see the next one, you need to give it another prompt. And so I would much rather just like look for one and then read through all my options and decide which option is best. Because I feel like right now the AI isn't offering me the best option. And I still have to do more work in order to see the other options. So yeah.
Maybe in the future, it's in the works that whenever you ask for algorithm, then maybe you can also prompt there. Can you show me like a Stack Overflow? Give me options, 5 options or something. So maybe that's in the future, but for now, yeah, I agree with you, Joey, that it's not yet there. It's not yet there, but at the rate of progress of what has been done in the past 1.5 year, then I can say the progress is quite fast, actually.
But did you I think they need to build up your profile as well, gain your trust.
Yeah, yeah, but
Okay.
This
the maybe I'll touch about the negative part of having this AI is that maybe the human society might be over reliant of this AI, and we might lose the touch of really verifying if it's really helpful or not, or maybe we'll distrust human beings, putting the trust over to AI. So this is my worry about this AI.
It sounds like social media.
This reminds me of that incident when there was a lucky draw, or like there was this contest for airline tickets, and then you have to answer a question, and then someone went to Wikipedia to change the answer of that question, so most people got it wrong and a lot of people trusted the answer on Wikipedia. So this might be like an example of in the future, if someone teaches AI something wrong and then this misinformation is spread as real information, then we might have a lot of chaos. And by that time, if it spreads so fast like wildfire, you wouldn't be able to decipher who has the correct information. Then where do you look? Because a lot of people are looking online or looking for answers from the AI by then. So that might
Yeah,
be a risk as well.
yeah, I agree with
Lastly,
that.
the elephant in the room, Scrum Masters. How will it impact Scrum Masters?
Aloysius, what do you think?
I actually did a like asked AI how to come up with a creative retrospective. So I think they couldn't give an answer. I mean the creative ones they give is like all over in the yes, it's nothing new lah. It's nothing. Yeah.
Oh,
So they'll just say
for
come up with an icebreaker. They only come up with a structure. Then they'll say it's it's up to you. Something. So I'm pretty happy with that. So it sounds like yeah. Go
yeah.
ahead.
So for me, I'll give you a kind of both bad and good, actually, because Scrum Masters will always touch with the psychology of human beings, or the psychology or the team dynamics, right? Then AI can, but this is the advanced version. AI can read some patterns if one developer or your PO is not anymore happy with the job or something like that. So this is where AI, but again, I'm talking about the advanced version of AI. my problem with that is that if reads some, or if it suggests that this human behavior is because of the past, let's say your conversation with that, and then AI is intruding that. So are we not also touching with our privacy? I mean, our dealings with human beings as and based on our feelings, and rather now we are also adding up to the complexity of AI and then trusting more of AI. So that's really my dilemma about this sharing. So for example, when you say, okay, we have our sprint planning, and then you have your AI there, and then AI will just say, okay, I don't think Kenneth can do this because he's just overestimating his capacity or something. Based on the past, let's say past sprints or iteration, this is what he can do, and I think basing on that, he's kind of sad in his voice or something. So this AI can read, right, your feelings and emotions. But again, this is the AI in the future, not maybe as of the moment, but maybe you can think. I mean, this is what maybe I'm thinking too much advanced. Hence,
If I think they can
yeah,
read your body language and assess most correctly, like how you feeling, what you like,
I
how
don't
you
like
feeling, right?
actually. Yeah,
I
I
think they
don't.
will be better than 80% of the Scrum Masters already, and know how to respond to
Yeah,
you. Like AI, the bot will like, Hannah, can I like talk to you for privately
but
for speaking?
yeah, but what if
Wow,
that AI will also instigate so that human beings will fight each other or something?
I think
Can
that's what
also
they
do
are
that.
afraid of as well.
Yeah. So this is
The
what
scenario,
I'm afraid is.
the
Yeah,
robot show right by Will Smith.
I think
yeah,
that's very far ahead. Like we're talking about really, really like advanced. But
Y-
for more like things that are closer, maybe like Kenneth was suggesting, calculating and saying that, oh, you're like over capacity and based on past record, for example, Kenneth, you've picked too many things this iteration or sprint. I feel like that's okay though. Like
yep,
if the scrum master has capacity and enough time to really look at everyone's capacity and be able to give this suggestion, I mean that's great. And also they're just stating a fact, right? Whether or not the team member or the team still decides to pick that story, it's still based on the team's decision. After all, they're just giving kind of like the facts, so that would still be helpful, I guess.
I think one good use for AI is like they can nudge the team members for their leave plan and then come up with the forecast for the velocity. That
yeah,
would be
yeah,
super
yeah.
useful.
No, but
Yes,
I feel
indeed.
like AI will make it easier, but doesn't mean we can't automate the process now either. Like I think anything that you can automate now with
Yes,
more effort, AI will make it much easier in the future. But technically, we
yes,
can already do it now.
yes. I've been like doing with the Power
Mm-hmm.
Automate to nudge them, but the calculation you still have to, yeah. So these are the gaps.
Yep.
Great. I think it'll be really fun to talk about like things we think we can automate before AI can really be helpful in the future as well. Like, for sharing and like discussion.
Yeah.
Great.
What's
So it
the
looks like we talked a lot about AI today. We have a lot of
Yeah.
excitement about what the future holds with AI,
It's quite,
concerns in some
yeah,
areas.
interesting topic actually. But time is it's a luxury for us. So yeah,
some
maybe
little bit of fear as well?
a little bit
I
of
got the
fear.
CEO name, Sam Altman. I think that's the CEO that
Yeah.
got fired and reinstated. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Indeed. Yeah.
I think even though there's fear, it'll be everyone can try and look at it in a positive light and think about how to make best use of this new and maturing tool, and how it might help us in the future, or it might help us save time so we can do more things we like in the future.
Yeah.
So
Great.
positive.
Great.
All right. Thanks
Great
everyone.
Okay,
That's all
thank
for the
discussion.
you.
Yes,
That's all
thank
for me
you.
here,
Thanks,
and
everyone.
have a good
Thank
year.
you.
Merry
Thank
Thank
Christmas.
you.
you.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.